everybody to the TSO Live Talk Show. My name is Shemaya Hawkins, and we are here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. To let everybody know exactly what TSO is a youth organization based out of Abilene, Texas. We were created to give the teens the forum to speak their views and share their ideas globally and within their community. Also to bring forth future leaders, teachers, judges, and ambassadors, and also to bring back the remembrance of upholding the Ten Commandments. We also have our radio talk show every Monday, 6 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. So we're just going to go ahead and get into our interview. Shantae?
Hello, everyone. My name is Shantae Nicole Wissenant. I am a 17-year-old minister, entrepreneur, published author, inspirational speaker, and international magazine writer. My motto is captivate the trendsetter in you. What that means is whether it's kids who have past hurt or traumas from bullying, abuse, depression, I try to heal those kids from those traumas and I let them realize what they have inside of them, and I try to help them unlock all of that great potential that they have hidden from their past pain.
Awesome. So how old were you when you started this?
I started this, I'll say, ever since I was around 14 years old, ever since I started writing books, because I've always wanted to help people. I just learned that since I loved writing, I wanted to incorporate that in my writing.
Right. Awesome. So 14 years old, you're a youth minister?
Yes, ma'am.
So what made you want to get into ministry? Because, a lot of young people, that's not like the first idea
Right.
that pops in their head. So what made you want to start that?
Well, one thing, my parents are pastors. My dad is a pastor and my mom is a prophetess. So I grew up being a Christian in the first place. But I picked youth ministry because I see what a lot of teenagers are going through and a lot of the problems they are going through as a result of not being close to God and not doing what the Bible says. So I wanted to help those teenagers and try to bring them into the light of God so they can see all of their problems can wash away if you just have a relationship with God.
Right. So you're 17 years old, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
So how has, your mission, how has it impacted other youth? Because I know a lot of time, if it's not what's trending, it's not what's hot. So how have you, how do I put this, develop friends, and how have your friends reacted to the way, your way of, or your mission?
Growing up doing this, you definitely have people who oppose what you're doing. You may get bullied for it and teased and laughed at for it. That's why I have to be careful of the circle that you hang around,
right.
Because if you have the wrong circle of people, they will try and stray you away from what you are doing.
Absolutely.
But if you're not around the wrong circle of people, a lot of the response I get from the stuff is positive. Teens saying how much they really appreciate my videos and books. So it really comes together nicely. You just have to make sure you're not around the wrong set of people.
Right. Oh, I totally understand. So a lot of times within the youth community, we see different things. Previously on our past few shows, we've been talking about youth mental health, and how that is pretty much like an epidemic that's happening in our world today. So how do you feel about that? And do you feel like your mission will be able to impact the teens who suffer from youth mental illness?
Yes, definitely, because it's very big, because it's definitely about mindset and getting mentally healthy, because it starts in your mind. And if you're not mentally healthy, if you mentally can't take on what's happening, because that's what happens with a lot of teenagers, because they're not mentally healthy enough, because of the people they hang around, because of stuff they pay attention to, because their mindset is not in the right place. It's really hard for them to absorb and take on everything. And so until you get yourself into a place where you're mentally healthy enough to start taking this on and saying, I am good enough, I can do this no matter what anybody else says, then it's going to be really hard for you to get through these 4 years of high school, even being in middle school.
Right. That's awesome. So you are an author. So tell us about your book. What motivated you to write a book? And I want to know everything.
What motivated me, I always liked writing. And then my mom is actually the one that pushed me because I used to write on this online site. And then she said, "You like writing so much, how about you actually publish your books?"
Right.
And so I started my first book. I was in a book collaboration with 7 other girls across the United States. It's called A Letter to My Bully, and it was about us telling of our experiences with bullying, what we went through, and how we got through it. At the end of the chapter, we are telling other teens and kids who are around our ages, telling them how they can get through this, and this pain isn't going to always be going on if you don't let it. And then my second, I've always wanted to continue writing, so my second book is about dating abuse, and it has many different topics in it once you break the book down, but the main feature is dating abuse, and it tells a 17-year-old Melanie Acuff, and it shows what so many teenagers go through behind closed doors on a daily basis, but we don't see because they covered up with a smile, or they're not walking around with their head hung low all the time. And with Melanie, she is dealing with her toxic relationship with her alcoholic mother. She is being abused on a daily basis by her boyfriend, and then on top of that, she has to go to school and receive the same abuse from her peers.
Wow. Wow. So, and you wrote this.
Yes, ma'am.
So, where is your book published? Where can people go get your book at?
You can go to my website, which is ShantaeInWisonot.club, and you can also go on Amazon and buy the book. We are working on getting it in other bookstores and libraries in the process, but right now you can go on my website and you can definitely search it up on Amazon.
Okay, wow. So if there was anything that you could change within the youth community right now, what would it be?
I would go back to their mindset. What I found out when it comes with a lot of kids my age, so much can change, and how they feel about themselves can change, but it all starts with their mind, and how our mindsets get so corrupted is because the people we hang around and what we're listening to, some of the music we're listening to is feeding negative vibes inside of us, and that's why we have to really because the saying goes is what you can do whatever you put your mind to, and that's very true. And if your mindset is negative instead of positive, whatever you think about is going to start becoming your reality. If you're always thinking that I'm nothing, I'm worthless, I can't do this and I can't do that, and my friends say I can't do this, then that's what you're going to start believing. Therefore, that's what's going to start becoming your reality.
Absolutely. You know, we've talked about this multiple times on our radio show, the power that music has.
Yes.
And within the youth community, music plays a vital part in
Yes.
and what we stressed on our show, our previous show, I believe that it was about 2 months ago, was that parents, you know, nowadays they just let their children listen to just whatever.
Yes.
But they're like, oh, well, they're just listening to the beat, or they like that beat, but that negative, what's the word? That negative, what's the word? It's how you know this is black. That the negative energy that they're receiving within the music, it goes in there and it stays and it harbors. And then when they get into a certain situation, it just pops up like, oh, hey, that wasn't a song, or you know, so and so, and then they just develop they develop these habits. And I am like the first one. I love music.
Yes.
I am a music fanatic. And I did an experiment about 2 months ago. My sister was like, "You're always so angry in the morning. Why are you so angry?" And I was like, "Why am I so angry?" So I did an experiment. Normally when I go to sleep, I'm always listening to music.
Right.
So I listen to the rap channel on Pandora, and it just has all kinds of artists, from Tupac to Lil Bow Wow, like everybody you can imagine. And then I listened to that for 2 days, woke up, we actually did a video vlog of it, so you can see me getting up every morning, and I'm like irritated, just like I don't talk to everybody, like good morning, and I'm just like doing my hair. And then I tried, you know, going to sleep with just instrumentals, like pianos and violins and different things like that. And would you believe that I was like a different person even at work? So our music that we feed ourselves and our children impact them dramatically. And it is up to us to break the cycle, because
Right.
that's what it is. It's a cycle, and it's just getting worse and worse and
Yes.
rougher and rougher and rougher. To where now in music they talk about everything.
Yes.
Nothing is
certainly.
kept secret. Nothing is kept quiet. Nothing,
Right.
you know, back in the day, there's certain things you couldn't even talk about behind outside of closed doors. And then now it's all over the place.
Yes.
And the same thing with our television as well. So my question to you is, with your mission, do you feel like you are going to be able to impact the youth with all of the temptations that they have around you? You got music, you got TV, you got, you know, inappropriate magazines, you got all types of stuff all over the world. Do you think that you'll be able to impact them and how?
Definitely, because one thing, that's why I do it now as a teenager, because most teens or kids or whatever, they tend not to listen to their parents or other adults because they feel like, you can't relate to me, you don't know what I'm going through, you don't know what I'm feeling. So that's why I am a inspirational speaker so young, because I can tell them, oh no, I'm not Little Miss Perfect. I've definitely felt what you're going through. I understand the temptation. I understand the feelings that you may be going through, maybe even depression, suicide, because I felt all of those things before too. But where I come in is that even though you are feeling that, there is definitely a way to come out of it. Like I tell them that how I changed myself around, because when I used to be bullied, I used to think about suicide all the time, because you get to a point where you feel like you're worthless. And where I come in is that I know how you feel, because I've been there before. But let me tell you, once I realized how much I'm worth, once I realized that all the lies the enemy was telling me in my head were lies, that I am worth so much more, I came in, I saw myself for who I truly am in the mirror, and then I turned myself around. And you can do the same. You just have to want to change.
Absolutely. And that's the most important. We actually talked about that on the week before show. You have to want to do better. And a lot of young people, even for myself, we get in a position where we just feel like we're stuck.
Yes.
And then we just feel like we can't move forward. Like we're stagnant.
Right.
But once you believe in yourself and you change your train of thought and how you feel, that's when you start impacting the world.
Yes.
See, when I look at you, I don't see somebody who's closed. Like you're willing to express and tell everybody, hey, I have been through this, and look where I'm at today. And that is important, because a lot of people don't like to share that, you know, they suffer from depression, or, you know, they've suffered with, you know, suicidal thoughts. They don't want to share that kind of information. So the most important thing is that you're open about it. And that you're telling the young people, hey, it's okay if you do feel this way. Let me help you. That's the most important. The youth right now, they kind of have like this cloak over them, this negative cloak. So when people hear youth, they think, oh my gosh, what are they doing? Oh my gosh, it's not a good, you know, we don't have a good rap right now. But we can definitely change it. And with people like you, there's a whole bunch of you all over the world. There's a whole bunch. And, you know, all of us coming together, we can definitely make a difference. Definitely make a difference. So, with you doing this, and you're in school?
I graduated a year early.
Congratulations! Congratulations. So, are you going to go to college? Is that your...
I am actually I'm going to take college courses. I'm going to take college because I am a writer, but you can never know too much. You can always learn. So I'm taking more courses in creative writing and literature and English. And then I am going to take courses in accounting also, because there's no way you can own a business and not know how to at least go after the people.
Did y'all hear this? Did y'all hear what she just said? Listen, I'm gonna need you to we're right here, me and you. And y'all know I love youth who have a vision and they stick to it. Like you're like addicting. Like you're just like you're contagious, and I love that. That's good. It's so hard to find youth that are so passionate about something, especially something so positive. It's so important. So you're like my favorite food is lasagna. So you're like a fresh lasagna out the oven, you know, with the burnt sides. It's the amazing part. But you know, it's awesome. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's your vision for? Now, I'm not gonna shoot so far. I'm gonna say 2 years.
2 years from now, I definitely want my whole collection of the life, because my book is going to be a series, and so I want my whole series to be out. And actually right now I'm actually working on a program that is actually based off of my book, and right now I'm working it in the Boys and Girls Club here. And so once we see how the program goes there, I'm going to expand it out. And so 2 years from now, I want to have my program at different teen groups and different schools, and I want it to be everywhere that I possibly can where the teens and young adults are.
Okay, so it's a program. So tell me about the program. Is it like a 12-step, or how does that work?
It's a 12-week program that's based off of my book, The Life Behind Her Smile, and it's more than just dating abuse, even though that's the main topic. When you read through my book, there's a lot of different topics and subjects can be breaking down from that book,
Right.
which is bullying, low self-esteem, suicidal thoughts, and just so many other things that you wouldn't think about until you break it down.
Right.
And so I break down those different topics over 12 weeks, and then we go over that, and then I actually put, without just talking about it, because I've learned where I just talk to the kids, they tend not to listen because I feel like they're being taught out again.
Right.
So I put it in the program. We put it in their perspective. We actually make them put their mindset in there. We do role plays where they're actually acting the things out, so that way it can get kind of stuck in their mind.
Absolutely.
And then by the end of the 12 weeks, they kind of refresh their mindset on this subject. Some of the things they've actually not thought about before they got into the program.
Okay, so you've already started this with the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
How has that experience been? Where do you see yourself at? Like, how's everything going?
In the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, it was extremely tough.
Okay.
Because most kids, they're not really open to just wanting to learn, because they want to go out, they want to play. They don't think they're going to need to learn any of this until something happens, until them or their friend is getting bullied, until they're getting abused. And because they didn't want to pay attention to the information beforehand, they're stuck and they don't know what to do.
Right.
So the kids, they kind of like pushed it away because they're thinking, this is boring, I don't want to learn about this. But over the past couple of weeks, they've been getting more open to it, because once I've sit down with them and have like actual conversations about it, not just teaching them like they're in school, they start opening up more and saying, hey, I actually go through this a lot. My best friend used to do this to me all the time. One girl actually told me how the girl next to her, they used to be friends, and the girl just up and left her while they was walking to the mall and just said, see ya. And then she was like 10 years old or something, and then she was left there trying to find her way home. And so these kids start opening up after they find out that I can trust you. You're not just somebody who's just trying to come here and just so you can get money or something.
Right.
I actually care.
Right. So are you there for each program? Like, are you there to like oversee it?
Yes, I'm there. I'm the one who's actually there teaching them.
Okay.
Awesome. So it's me.
So I know that just in itself is an experience. You know, being around youth is a very tedious and very trying.
Yes.
Depending on how young is the age that you're working with at Boys and Girls Club?
Right now there is a wide range of kids. Some of the kids there are young as 5, and then some of them are old as like 17.
Oh, girls, you got that patience. I'm gonna need you to spill some of that over here. Spill some of that patience over here, because I feel like I lack patience. Like, I feel like I lack it. So it's awesome. You're 17 years old. You're doing all these incredible things. I applaud you, and I applaud your parents too, because parents play a valuable part in our lives.
Definitely.
And what you put into your children every day is exactly what you're going to get as they get older. So, what are some of the things that your parents did to help you become who you are today?
Because of who my parents were, they always were entrepreneurs ever since I can remember when I was born. So since my dad was always trying to run some kind of business, whether it was candy or whatever. So my dad was always a business person, and so when I grew up with that same mindset, and then without them actually teaching it to me, they taught it to me because
Right.
I kind of absorbed what was in my environment. And as I got older, I took the passions that I had, mixed in what my parents taught me, and then that's how I became who I am today. So I pay a lot of it to my parents because when people get older, they get off track and they think they're so big and they're this and they're that, and they don't remember their background on how
Right.
they got here. If it wasn't for those people who taught you when you were younger,
Right.
if it wasn't for your parents, a lot of it had to do with them. You probably wouldn't be where you are today.
Absolutely. And that's another thing that we stress on our show. Like,
Mhm.
I love parents. Everybody's parents become my parents. So just let your mom and dad know that. Probably like 2 weeks from now, be like, hey mom, hey dad. I probably already said it today. I just didn't catch it. But your parents become my parents. I love parents because when you put all of that positive energy into your child, this is what you get. This right here. This is a pure example of what you will receive. 17 years old, author, motivational speaker, a program that's in works at the Boys and Girls Club. Like 17 years old, like what was it? 17?
Yeah, 17.
Do y'all hear this? 17. So this 17. Say that one more time. 17. And you've done all of these things, and you still got the rest of your life. So I encourage you, don't stop. Keep going. Don't let anybody tear you down. Don't let anybody, all that negative energy, you just throw that out to the backside. Because you've already accomplished so much that by the time you are 25, 26, 27, you're already going to be set up. And that's the kind of mindsets that we all should have, and that we should all be instilling within our young people. It's important.
Yes.
It's definitely important. So back to this program that you're doing at the Boys and Girls Club. So this is, what week are you in?
I'm in week 5 right now.
Week 5. So do you record it? Can people go back and watch it, or is this just like a tester?
I would say it's kind of a tester.
Okay.
Right now I'm trying to see how it flows and how it goes before I, box it up and then send it out to people. So right now it's kind of like a tester program to see how everything is flowing and how everything goes first.
Okay. So that's awesome. It's always great to have a plan, and you got a plan. Do you have any questions for me? Like, I'm sure everybody's always like, oh, Maya, you're asking all these questions. We don't know nothing about you.
How did you get into TSO?
So, my father actually created TSO.
Okay.
We grew up extremely, I'm not going to say extremely poor, but we grew up having the things we needed and not what we wanted.
Gotcha.
That's how I'm going to say it.
Gotcha.
So, my father was a single parent.
Okay.
He has 4 children. He has 3 girls and 1 boy. We were all homeschooled, and he did charity work. We've all it just happened, and I started this when I was 15 years old. We started within the community of Abilene, Texas, and it just blew up. And from there, we had a magazine, and now we have our talk show here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Now we're on the TV station in New York on the Orange Channel. So I mean, you just once you stay on your path, it's gonna keep growing and growing.
Yes.
And TSO is Teen Speaks Out, and that's another thing I want to talk to you about, because I follow you on social media, so I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story real quick. So last week, was it last week?
Last week.
So last week I was running through Boscov's because I had to go to the bathroom, and I saw her coming around the corner, and I was like, make a choice, bathroom or tops. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a run for it. So I ran up to her, and she was like, who is this crazy person running up to me? What is she doing? And I'm just like, I love you. I told my sister, she was like, you can't just be walking up to people like that. I was like, I'm a very outgoing person. So if I see you and I love you, best believe I'm coming, I'm hugging you, we're talking, we're something's about to go down.
Yeah.
So that's how I I ran into her last week. That's how I was like, oh, hey, listen. But you have your Teen Tuesdays that you do. So tell us about that.
Teen Talk Tuesday is every Tuesday I make a video regarding a subject that I felt needs to be discussed with the teenagers today. We talk about different things. One week it could be depression, next week it could be suicide, the next week could be regular. Okay, I'm not suicidal, I'm not getting abused, but I have this guy that likes me and I know I shouldn't like him. How do I deal with that? Is a range of different topics.
Right, awesome. So, do you incorporate other youth or like in your videos, or is that where you eventually want to go to, or is this just something that you do on social media?
Actually, you just tapped on what I've been thinking about. I've actually been wanting to, on my Teen Talk Tuesdays, like maybe once a month, like out of those Tuesdays, get a teenager in whatever topic maybe it's bullying, a teenager who's been bullied badly, and have them come in and talk about what they went through and how they overcame it, and so we can have a conversation about that. So I've been thinking about doing that at least once a month on my Teen Talk Tuesdays.
That's awesome. That's definitely something that you want to do for sure. So your Teen Talk Tuesdays, is that just on Facebook, or do you have it on Periscope? Like, where can people watch these videos?
I am on Periscope, but I have fallen off from that, so I'm working on getting that back on Periscope, but I post the videos on my YouTube channel, on Facebook, and my Instagram page.
Okay, so why don't you give out that information for all your social medias, also the information for your book. We want to support her any way that we can, so we're going to put a link. If you send me the link to your website, we'll definitely put that on our website so that all of our teens will become your teens, and they'll be our teens, and it'll be great.
So my YouTube and my Instagram and my Facebook is all under the same name. It's Shante N. Wessenot.
Sure.
My name is spelled Chanten. Then Wessenot is Wisonant. And you can find me on pretty much all social medias under that name.
Sure. And we'll also insert all of those, all of her links, including the links to her book and her website, on this video or in the description under this video. So, you know, we're almost to the end of the interview, and I'm so sad because I love you. And I love to see you happy and passionate about what you love best, because it's so important. So if there's anything that you can say to the youth right now, all over the world, this is going all over the world, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to realize who you are. Most of the time, teenagers, we get so depressed because we think we're worthless, because maybe nothing is going on in our lives. I want to tell you that you are definitely not worthless. You are worth so much. I say all the time, just a simple fact that the creator of this earth, who created all of this that we look at, thought the world needed another one of you, should be a great feeling to know. If nobody else likes me, since I am the minister part, we will remember that God does love me and God likes me, and I'm supposed to be here. And if you are here, you have a purpose for what you're supposed to do while you are on this earth. It's just your job to go out and find what that purpose is.
I can't even talk after that. I don't even know what I can say after that, because that's perfect. That is perfect. Thank you so much for coming on this interview. This is part one, everybody. This is part one of this interview. There's going to be multiple, because there's so much right here. We can't talk about it in one interview. So there's going to be multiple interviews. I'm letting you know that. You too, Mom. Mom is here too. So just to let you know, there will be multiple interviews. And I thank you. I thank you so much for impacting the youth and being that trendsetter. Because you started with yourself first. So often people say, oh, I'm doing this for the youth, but they've never done it themselves.
Yes.
So for you to be right here, you're living it, you're doing it, you're staying true to it. Impact. You've impacted people that don't even know they're impacted.
Right.
They're just standing there like, oh no, I'm fine. But they are girl, they are touched. I'm trying to tell you. So continue what you're doing. Stay positive. This interview will be on all of our websites, including all of our social medias. You can follow us on the TSO Live Talk Show at gmail.com. That's if you want to be a part of our shows or any future shows. Also, our radio show is every Monday, 6 to 8 Eastern Standard Time on the Voice 17104. We look forward to having you on the radio show as well. We got to plan it out because especially this Team Talk Tuesdays will be awesome. 2 of our new guests are teens.
Okay.
So it will be awesome. So our vision is that the TSO Live Talk Show will just be all you.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
It's not going to be, I'm a big kid now. I'm 25. I wish I was still 17, but I'm 25. So we've created this for you guys, and that's what we want to see. And I feel like we have the same vision. Definitely. And when 2 visions come together, 2 minds are better than one.
Yeah, definitely.
So I wish you the best of luck with your book, with your program at the Boys and Girls Club. Stay focused, girl. It's about to get big. Kevin Hart said, it's huge. It's about to happen. It's about to go down. So stay positive. And once again, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me. I had a pleasure being an interview with you.
Awesome. All right, everybody. We will be back next week for our next interview. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, and comment, send to all your friends, and let them know TSO Live Talk Show is on the go, and we'll continue to have these interviews every day. Take care.